The Finalmouse Ultralight X is finally here, and the expectation is that this is the best mouse money can buy. With this being one of the lightest mice on the market, the hype has been insane. But will it live up to the hype, or has the controversial Finalmouse pushed this too far? Before we get to what all the fuss is about and the problems that I experienced, first, who are Finalmouse and how did they become one of the most polarizing brands? Finalmouse is one of the original brands that's responsible for the lightweight fad that we still see today. Their beginning was controversial as they took OEM shells, buying them already made from another company, covered the original manufacturer with a sticker and slapped internals inside. The community back then were very skeptical about what Finalmouse were doing, and even then their mice were referred to being overpriced with poor quality control. The OGs remember Finalmouse Jude on the Overclock forums. Those were good times. They then started pushing the boundaries of lightweights further, which set them out from the competition. In what is referred to as a big brain move, they started pushing the boundaries of availability, moving their mice to limited time drops, and going so far as to charge people for a game that looks like a mobile port for $30 in hopes that they can then win a mouse. Partnering with streamers, influencers, and using interesting marketing techniques such as shamelessly overhyping their products and causing brain hemorrhages in unfortunate souls that read their tweets, Finalmouse became one of the cool brands, with a devoted following that will do whatever it takes to get their hands on a Finalmouse both old and new. When the Ultralight X was announced, I was immediately curious. This is a release that's going in constant production, so no limited time drops, and you don't have to buy one from a scalper from eBay. This could be a turning point for Finalmouse, and a lot of people are hyped. But why? Well, let's take a look and see what all the fuss is about. So not only is this meant to be in constant production, but the real excitement comes from the weight, with it weighing just 29 grams. Wait, sorry, that's wrong. 1 second. Right, okay, so the small one, the cheetah, is 31 grams, the lion, which is the medium, is 35 grams, the tiger, which is large, is 37 grams. The full dimensions are on their website, and they do say there is a variance of around 2 grams. I'll tell you how much mine weighs a bit later. This low weight is achieved thanks to the carbon fiber composite, which apparently has a better strength to weight ratio over other materials used in gaming mice. In Optimum Tech's own words,
"This thing is absolutely rock solid, rock solid."
The Ultralight X also has the best performance in a gaming mouse. The dongle, which is included, can support up to 8000 Hz wireless polling rate. Wait, no, that's still being tested. You also get industry-leading battery life, and I do actually have something to say about that. This all sounds great if Finalmouse can deliver on these features, but with what looks like an uncompromising attitude towards reaching a crazy lightweight in a full-size mouse, there's been some issues, which is quite concerning considering the limited availability of this mouse. And other reviewers are also experiencing issues. When multiple reviewers are having problems, well, that's when it gets a bit worrying. And when you take into account how much this mouse costs, that's when it looks really bad for Finalmouse. Before I share my issues, there are some positives I want to mention because there's innovative and industry-leading stuff here. First is the software. I loathe software for most gaming mice as it's just tiresome, with copy and paste jobs with just different logos added on or just annoying bloatware. Finalmouse though have provided the best option with Xpanel. It's all web-based, and the first page that comes up is everything that you want to know about your mouse. There's even a wireless signal strength indicator. Honestly, this is the gold standard for software. Everybody else is just playing catch up. The other part is one of the features I was really skeptical about, and that was battery life. So I've used the mouse for about 10 days now, and in that, well, degenerate gaming state, I maybe played for about 100 hours or so. It was Christmas, I was on holiday, and I was a bit unwell, so please don't judge me. I've had this on 1000 Hz and the battery life is at 54%. I haven't charged this since I've had it, but even if it was fully charged, dropping to just 54% with that playtime is crazy. The scroll wheel is pretty good as well. It's very tactile and the mouse 3 clicks feel solid. The only thing that might cause an issue, the wheel itself is a lot smaller compared to others that I've used. And lastly, despite me feeling that this is a key factor in the issues that this mouse has, the lightweight considering the size is insane. Just looking at the inside and seeing almost nothing there is really impressive. When I first started using it, just picking it up was like, damn, this thing is unreal. To note, my lion, which is medium, is advertised as being between 35 and 37 grams, weighs 38.2 grams. But my Ultralight X does have a problem, and it's not the same ones that other people have experienced. First though, I do want to talk about one of the most controversial things about this mouse so far, and that is the shell flex. So this mouse isn't
absolutely rock solid,
unless Mr. Optimum has the holy grail of Ultralight X's. Now I don't know what batch mine is a part of, but I have no issues with side flex. And to go into detail as to what that means, it's when the sides move when you are naturally holding the mouse. There is flex on the top shell in these locations. You do need to squeeze a bit to get some movement here. In my opinion, this is to be expected considering the lightweight design of this mouse, as these sections don't move whilst holding it naturally and are unlikely to have an impact whilst playing. I don't think this is an issue. However, I don't think you can call this mouse
rock solid.
One of the problems I have with this mouse is a grinding mouse 1 button. This lasted for about 10 days before it started acting up, so after the switch is triggered there's a bit of post travel, but that post travel is grinding and it's really distracting when using it in game. The next problem I think is going to be an issue after more regular use, which relates to the battery, which is stuck directly to the bottom of the mouse, and all of this adhesive is exposed, so this is just going to attract a lot of dust and hair. This is also not the one that I've been using. This one is. They sent me 2 of these for some reason, maybe because I'm really cool, but you can see how it looks after less than 2 weeks. And what could end up happening is this. This is the G-Wheels HTS, where the battery has become unstuck. Maybe this won't happen to the Ultralight, but after having an experience with this setup before, it does concern me. Frustratingly, when I've been playing with the Ultralight X, I've enjoyed using it, but not as much as I could have. The weight makes this so effortless to use. I think there's some diminishing returns when you try it on a faster pad, but when you use it on cloth you really feel the impact of that light weight. But there's still annoyances that I had when using it. The outdated design that feels like Finalmouse is trying to squeeze every ounce of juice out of makes this mouse uncomfortable. With there being no sidewall, there's not many options for ring finger placement. There's holes on the side that can be covered by grip tape, but if you're like me and you don't like grip tape, you just have to deal with it. And the etchings on the main buttons that can not only get uncomfortable rubbing against your fingers, but they also attract a lot of dirt. It feels like apart from the weight and performance, everything else was an afterthought. And when you set a price tag of around $190 for a mouse, it kind of highlights the downsides a lot more. And that's not all, because you're kind of punished for buying the mouse early. If you bought one of the early models, well, great news. You get to see all the improvements that are going to be made in future batches that you can't have. And this is just a couple of months after release. At this price, there should be no first batch or batch 2 issues. This mouse should be perfect for release. And it's really disappointing. Partly because people will still buy the Ultralight X and defend Finalmouse as if they're going to show up to their 12th birthday party or even their funeral. And it's also disappointing because actually there is an amazing mouse here. This mouse has innovative features, but the part that I think really caused a problem was when they announced that it was going to have a 29-gram weight originally. They were announcing stuff that clearly wasn't achievable, and it looks like they cut a lot of corners to get the weight as low as it is, and the rest of the mouse has suffered because of it. So I don't recommend buying this product in its current state. I would suggest maybe wait a few months to see if there's been a significant improvement to the quality before you do. If you do want a mouse that's going to be good, you should check out my top 5 of 2023 video. All of those mice on that list are amazing and are well worth looking at.